Our first organization interview will be with Excellent Schools Detroit CEO Dan Varner. Dan, welcome to American Graduate.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
In just 2 years, your organization has worked very hard doing amazing things on its 90-90-90 plan. Can you tell our viewers about that?
You bet. So the 90-90-90 goal for the organization is to ensure that every Detroit student is in a school that is, where they're on track to graduate 90% of their students on time, enroll 90% of those kids in a quality post-secondary program, and have 90% of those enrollees ready to succeed in that program without remediation. And so our coalition partners, because Excellent Schools Detroit really is a coalition of organizations, many of whom are here today, have been working tirelessly over the last 2 years in order to achieve some of that work, restarted a number of high schools, started new high schools, have worked around talent development issues to create a school leaders academy and new teacher residency and induction programs, and many, many other things in order to ensure great academic outcomes for kids.
How many students does your program touch?
Well, so we work with every district, every school. Our coalition really is governance neutral, so we work with every school, whether it's a DPS school, a charter school, a private school. So literally the 150,000 school-age children that Detroit produces and has every year are the students that we work with.
And what needs to happen in this coming school year to help you towards your goal of 90-90-90?
I would say the most important thing, probably two things that really need to happen. One is, and these are really two of the three things that we do as an organization. One is to make sure that all of the institutional actors remain organized, kind of coherent and organized and aligned around achieving one goal. And then the second is for the Detroit community really to rise up, all of us together, and demand and support quality educational outcomes for kids.
And here's a yes or no question. Can we do it in Detroit?
You bet we can. Absolutely.
I love that. I do want to ask you a question that I'm going to ask everybody tonight. How soon?
Our goal is to achieve that 90-90-90 by 2020. That is, frankly, very much a stretch goal when you look at other cities and how quickly they've been able to improve educational outcomes for kids. But I remain convinced, so I'm a little bit of an optimist, I suppose, but I remain convinced that we'll have Time magazine back in 2020 to do a new story about Detroit as the comeback city of the decade. And one of the big articles in that issue will be about how Detroit got its educational outcomes to the 90-90-90 benchmark. We absolutely can do it by 2020.
And in that article, what is your title going to be?
Just one of many. One of many folks who worked hard to make a difference.
That's what it takes. Thank you so much, Dan, for being here.